This is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, one of the most high-profile and bizarre triple murders in recent Suncoast history heading to court today. Jury selection beginning this morning for Andres Avalos. He's accused of killing his wife, her friend, and then traveling across town to kill her pastor. This all happened 2.5 years ago. ABC7's Ray Collins joins us live from Bradenton with the latest details on the upcoming murder trial, including a major decision from the judge today. Ray?
As you know, Scott, this story was so big 2.5 years ago that the first thing the defense wanted was a change of venue to assure an impartial jury that hadn't heard about this case, but the judge turned that down immediately. This is the story of Andre Avalos, charged with 3 counts of murder, killing his wife, killing her friend, Denise Potter, and then traveling across the county to allegedly kill her pastor, Trip Battle. Prosecutors say if convicted, they will seek the death penalty. The defense says they may plead insanity on Avalos' behalf. This morning, a jury pool of some 70 candidates was in the courtroom. The judge and the two sides of the lawyers, will wean that down to some 12 jurors and several alternates. At one point, the judge, Diana Moreland, asked the jury pool, is there anybody here that knows anyone in the courtroom and therefore should be recused? One man said, yes, Judge, I did some work at your house. This jury selection should last several days. The trial itself should last about 3 weeks. When the judge mentioned the possibility of the death sentence, Avalos showed no emotion. Live in downtown Bradenton, I'm Ray Collins. Scott, back to you in the studio.
All right, Ray, thank you so much for the update. In other news, there are nearly 125 active wildfires burning across the state today. Florida's Agriculture Commissioner is calling the crisis the worst wildfire season in years, with no end in sight. In Pasco County to our north, flames have burned about 2,300 acres, threatening neighborhoods nearby. 3 schools canceled classes today because of the smoky conditions. As of last night, the fire was 70% contained. Near the Florida-Georgia border, a mandatory evacuation was broadened as a wildfire threatened small communities on the edge of the Okefenokee Swamp. That fire has already burned nearly 130,000 acres. And those wildfire worries also present here on the Suncoast. Firefighters are now covering all bases with a drought index at extreme danger levels in some central Florida counties. These are wildfires that can destroy homes, disrupt people's lives, and impact our economy. Rangers from the Florida Forest Service are trained to respond to these fires on very short notice.
Our rangers, they're on standby to go at any moment.
Within a 48-hour period, you could have 300 people ready to go to work in 48 hours in one location.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 5, we'll hear from forest rangers to see what their day involves and the great lengths they go to keep us all safe. In other news, thousands of Sarasota County school children will not go hungry this month thanks to the help of the Children's Healthy Pantry. Today, the organization donating granola bars, crackers, and bottles of water to 8 different Title I schools in Sarasota to help combat child hunger that plagues nearly 6,000 students on the Suncoast. Sarasota County firefighters and Easter Seal staff also came out to help pack the carts up of non-perishable items and then hand deliver them to ensure at-risk students remain focused on school and not their empty stomachs.
Children cannot concentrate, they can't behave appropriately if they're not fed. We have children here who are hungry, and they are. They're here, they're hungry, do what you can do.
Warren says you can help their efforts by starting your own granola drive, water bottle drive, or donating to childrenshealthypantry.com. All right, time to get a check on our weather on this Monday with meteorologist John Scalzi. And what a weekend. I mean, just about perfect, wasn't it?
The best.
Yeah.
It was absolutely, especially Saturday. I thought it was absolutely the best. Little windy, you know, I mean, it did put a cramp in some folks' style in terms of, you know, outdoor recreating on the waters. But I'll tell you what, it doesn't get any better than that. And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see that kind of weekend again for a long time now as we move into summer. Still not bad today, though. We have some beautiful skies to start off the morning, as the Van Wezel webcam showed. Nothing in the way of any kind of rainfall in the forecast for today. Unfortunately, the drought indexes continue to rise across the region with all the sunshine and, might I add, warmer temperatures. Not a drop of rain falling anywhere. Those drought index has half to rise as evaporation rates continue to climb. 83 degrees in Wauchula, 84 in Myakka, 82 in Sarasota, same in Bradenton, 80 in Venice. We're on our way to the mid-80s, which is about where we would find ourselves normally, but it'll be warmer inland, and the warm-up will continue through the rest of the week. We'll talk about that and the next chance of rain coming up in just a few, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. Across the country, angry voters are pouring into town halls to question members of Congress about the Republican health care bill. At the same time, opposition groups are turning their eyes to the midterm elections. ABC's Lana Zak has the latest from Washington.
After narrowly passing the Republican health care plan, representatives are on recess, but they're facing many angry constituents back home.
I'm a veteran. Everyone here deserves single-payer health care now.
Across the country,
Health care is a human right.
Republican members of Congress are being forced to defend their votes.
The bill protects the pre-existing condition.
Campaign opposition ads are already hitting the airwaves.
Congresswoman McSally just voted for a disastrous health care repeal bill opposed by the American Medical Association.
While in Idaho, the answer of Congressman Raul Labrador was seized on by critics who claim that Republicans are out of touch with health care realities.
You are mandating people on Medicaid except dying. You are making a mandate.
No one wants anybody to die. You know, that line is so indefensible. Nobody dies because they don't have access to health care.
Congressman Labrador later said that his answer, quote, wasn't very elegant. One of the biggest complaints of critics is that the Republican bill could allow insurance companies to charge much higher rates for people with pre-existing conditions. But Speaker of the House Paul Ryan defended his plan.
You can't charge people more if they keep continuous coverage.
The healthcare debate now heads to the Senate. We're already hearing from Republicans who are indicating they don't intend to follow in the House's footsteps. Senator Collins saying they are going to make their own piece of legislation, and Senator Blunt assuring voters that they will not proceed without a full Congressional Budget Office score. Lana Zak, ABC News, Washington.
While in Boston, former President Barack Obama made his first public comment since the House voted to repeal his signature piece of legislation. While accepting the John F. Kennedy Profile and Courage Award, the former president says he hoped Congress remembers that, quote, it does not take a lot of courage to aid those that are already powerful, but it does require some courage to champion the vulnerable. Here at home, local voters meet and protest on Longboat Key. The group Indivisible Sarasota was tipped off by its California branch about a fundraiser for 15-year California Congressman Darrell Issa at the home of former FDIC Chairman Bill Isaac. Suncoast Congressman Vern Buchanan and Florida Senator Marco Rubio hosting the event. Issa is reportedly a friend of Isaac's and supporter of the health care bill passed by the House last week. The group was protesting the reform bill, claiming it was not the will of the voters. Issa poked fun at the protesters' size, saying he could get 500 demonstrators to show up in San Diego versus the small turnout here. But he did not shy away from questions such as why he voted for health care reform.
It's a good starting position. It's one that I believe will begin the debate on fixing a broken healthcare system, not just Medicaid, but beyond that.
When asked if he would hold a town hall meeting, the Republican congressman says there's one scheduled in a few days and adds that he holds them regularly. Issa says he's visited Longboat Key each of the last 8 years. ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now with an update from Wall Street, and it's a quiet start so far as we start this new week on Wall Street. Richard?
Scott, you're absolutely right, and a little bit of a surprise. Lots of people thought that because of the outcome of the elections in France, the market would go sharply higher. Well, it did go a little bit higher. We saw intraday record highs for both the S&P and the NASDAQ, but that was very brief. The top to bottom range for the day is only 43 points. That lets you know there really isn't a whole lot going on, so let's take a look and we'll see how we stand. There you see the Dow is down by 28 points, 0.13% at 20,979.17. That on volume of 374 million shares. The NASDAQ is down 17 points, just over 1/4%, 6,083.91. That despite, as I say, an intraday record, trading on 644 million shares. And in fact, now we look at the S&P, it's down 5 points, 0.2%, 2,394.09. Well, handbag maker Coach today announced it will buy handbag maker Kate Spade in a deal worth more than $2.4 billion, $18.50 a share. It's an attempt by Coach to go to a younger demographic, as they say it. Kate Spade has been known to be purchased by teenagers and early 20-type people, and they have signed no less than Selena Gomez to be their Millennium manufacturing goddess, if you will, to help them with the brand. So we'll have to see how that goes. But Scott, starting the day, both stocks are up, which is a little unusual because usually when a company buys, the buyer goes down. But as of the moment, Coach is up by more than 4%. Kate Spade is up by more than 8%. Pretty good morning for both companies.
Yeah, I can tell purses are not your expertise there.
You're exactly right, my friend.
And we'll see you today at 5 o'clock.
I'll be here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Suncoast Brewery celebrating its anniversary over the weekend with a 2-day community festival. The Big Top Brewery commemorating 3 years on the Suncoast. Festivities centered around the area's rich circus history. There were bounce houses, aerial acrobats, including high wire performer Blake Wallenda. The CEO of the brewery says the event was also a great way to show gratitude to the community it serves.
It has been absolutely fantastic for the support that Sarasota has given us, so we really just wanted to say thank you.
Great event that they're actually able to reach to the theme that their beer is, which is circus oriented in Sarasota, which is the capital of circus in my opinion.
The free community event also featured Big Cat Habitat and the Sailor Circus. All proceeds benefit the Big Top Brewery. Time now to head over to the kitchen and check in with ABC7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher and see what's cooking in the kitchen today. Hi, Judy.
Well, hi there, Scott. I'm a handbag authority, so anytime I need to give information on Kate Spade or Coach, I will. Today's going to be a great, simple summertime dish that you're going to love for lunch or dinner. We're going to make Greek-style pizza, and we're starting with the base already done from Peperonata pasta, one of my favorite little stops at the market. I picked up some beautiful jumbo Gulf shrimp from Maggie's Seafood. Simple grill with oregano, salt and pepper and lemon. Gonna chill that down. It's gonna be perfect. So stay with me. I'm cooking up a storm. Greek pizza today. I'll be back in just a few minutes.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
With all the furniture choices you have, where do you shop? How about Bacon's Furniture and Bedding, now available in Sarasota? Treat yourself to a new Beauty Sleep Queen mattress set starting at only $399 and save up to $800 off an adjustable base with your mattress purchase. Find huge Memorial Day discounts of up to 70% off throughout our showroom with hundreds of items ready for immediate delivery. It's the Memorial Day sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding, available now in Sarasota. Nobody beats Bacon's.
For the last decade, SNS Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So looking at temperatures across the state, clearly we are warming up above where we were yesterday. We topped it out yesterday at about 84 degrees, which is just about average for this time of year. Now, today I think we'll probably beat that by a couple of degrees. And then tomorrow we'll continue this warming trend. Inland temperatures, I think, are going to be very warm indeed, particularly in areas where the red flag warnings are being flown this morning. Sebring coming in at 84, Lake Placid at 84, Wauchula 82, Arcadia at 84. These areas inland along the spine of the state are going to get pretty close to the 90-degree mark. If not today, tomorrow certainly, but I think even today you're going to get pretty close to it. 83 in Northport, 82 in Venice, 82 Sarasota, 83 in Bradenton. These temperatures cooler because we're going to develop an onshore flow today, and they'll be kept a little bit on the cooler side, I think. North-northeast wind coming in at about 8 right now. We'll shift northwest with time today. It's already shifted a little bit more northerly from the northeasterly direction that we started the day off with. 56-degree dew point, still dry, still feels comfortable out there. Can't complain about that at all. 82 our air temperature. So across the nation right now, our weather completely being driven by this high-pressure ridge. It provides us with the flow around the high, first northeast and eventually a little bit more of a northwesterly direction off Gulf waters. That keeping the coast a little cooler, but also starting to increase our dew point values just a little bit. We have a stalled frontal boundary located to our north, which may be the focal point for shower and thunderstorm activity this week, midweek, say. And then a low pressure area that'll probably produce some really rough weather near the Denver area as a warm, moist flow comes up through Texas and slams up against the mountain ranges here and creates the kind of lift necessary to do that sort of thing, plus a little upper level support. Low pressure area spins around back toward San Diego, not moving all that much, kind of cut off from the general circulation. It's kind of blocked by this big ridge of high pressure to the east. Quiet conditions across the entire state. Red flag warnings are flying for the center counties of the state. Sunny skies, no rain, cooler near the coast, warmer inland. You can write that down and refer to it all week long, I think, because that's pretty much where we're going to be, at least through about Wednesday or so. Then we'll probably see a little bit more humidity work its way into the forecast. Snow showers in upstate New York. How about that? That makes you feel a little more comfortable, I suppose, on a hot summer day. Anyway, kind of cool temperatures there, driving down from Canada. Then back to the west, a little bit slightly cooler than average here too, but more moisture lifting northward. And again, across the state of Florida, if you're looking for rain showers, don't look here because we aren't going to see any. Winds, as I mentioned, out of the north-northeast, now shifting a little bit more to the northwest with time today, and that keeping the coast just a little bit cooler. Forecast rainfall? Well, no. There's not going to be any today or tomorrow or probably on Wednesday, except maybe in the very southern tip of the state along the Florida Straits. But perhaps after a week of warm temperatures, maybe over the weekend, a weak frontal boundary sinking southward might bring us a slight chance of seeing a few showers around. Not drought busting, but it'll help. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. New this afternoon, Aunt Jemima is recalling its frozen pancakes, waffles, and French toast products due to possible listeria contamination. The products tested positive for the bacteria at one of its production plants. No illnesses have been reported, and the recall is just precautionary. Also, Purdue is recalling some of its sausage links. The Georgia company says it may be contaminated with plastic materials. The recall involves 24-ounce packages of Purdue Italian-style organic chicken sausage. They were shipped to distributors in Connecticut and Maryland, and it does not affect Florida. Happening tonight here at home, Sarasota Memorial Hospital is giving you the opportunity to learn more about its new residency program. The hospital is hosting its first community-wide meeting about its newest internal medicine practice that's under construction in Newtown now. Physicians who will be working at that practice will be there to answer any questions or concerns that the community may have. Primary care will be given to those with chronic health issues who may have been unable to access or afford ongoing care in the past. It'll be open the first week in July. The meeting, though, takes place tonight at the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex in Newtown in North Sarasota beginning at 6 o'clock. The time you spend waiting for flights and dealing with delays at the airport can be used to take care of yourself. Gyms, wellness centers, and even yoga studios are popping up at airports across the country. ABC's Karen Travers takes a look at some of the options available now to travelers.
Oh my God! So much for flying the friendly skies. Air travel is stressful, delays, crowded flights, passengers are unhappy. So what can airports do to make things better? How about an endorphin rush?
Forget the unhealthy snacks. Don't belly up to the bar. Here at Rome Fitness, passengers can now lift weights while they wait.
It's the first airport amenity of its kind. Rome Fitness at the Baltimore Washington International Airport is a full gym inside a security zone.
This is for serious exercisers who really want to get a good workout in, relieve some stress and anxiety before they get on a plane.
Passengers here are surprised to learn that with a $25 day pass, they can burn some calories before boarding.
My flight was delayed, so I'm taking advantage of the time.
Stephen Schumacher arrived at BWI early. Suddenly, his game plan changed.
I wanted to get something to eat, and then I just saw this and I thought, like, why not?
No workout clothes? No excuse. Rome will rent them to you, included in the cost of your day pass. Last year, about 15% of U.S. flights were delayed. That's a lot of sitting around, getting tempted by junk food and alcohol, grumbling about the terrible service. Rome Fitness is part of a new trend in airport innovation. Wellness facilities are popping up all across the country. A walking path at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, yoga studios in San Francisco. Dozens of airports have on-the-go spas. Travelers can get a manicure or a massage.
People are going to start making travel plans around the experience, and I think that's the key word there, experience. People want travel to be an enjoyable experience again.
Rome Fitness says they're seeing repeat customers, travelers like Stephen Schumacher, who say they'll change their plans if they know they could get in a quick workout before taking off. So while flights will still be late or jam-packed, maybe the passengers will be more healthy and happy. Karen Travers, ABC News, Baltimore, Maryland.
All right, up next in your Suncoast News, records are made on the basketball court and baseball field. And the latest move from Amazon that's bringing some big business to Tampa International Airport. Stay with us.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
History is made in the NBA over the weekend. The Cleveland Cavaliers become the first team ever to win 8 straight playoff games the year after winning the championship. The Cavs completing the sweep of the Toronto Raptors yesterday. LeBron James scoring 35 points, Kyrie Irving adding 27 to earn the team its 11th consecutive postseason win since last year's finals. The final score, Cleveland 109-102 over Toronto. Cleveland now awaits the winner of the Boston-Washington series. The Yankees beating the Chicago Cubs early this morning in the major's longest interleague game ever by innings. The 18-inning game taking just over 6 hours to complete. It included 48 strikeouts by both teams. Aaron Hicks struck out 4 times, but he came up with a huge play in the final inning. Chasen Shreve pitched 3 scoreless innings, striking out pitcher Kyle Hendricks with runners on first and second for the final out. Final score 5-4 Yankees. It's the Yankees' 5th straight win and now own the best record in the American League. In golf, Brian Harman winning the Wells Fargo Championship. Harman sinking a long birdie putt on the final hole to wrap up his 2nd PGA Tour victory. He denied Dustin Johnson his 4th straight victory. Johnson was playing for the first time since missing the Masters due to a fall at his rental home in Augusta, Georgia. Back to the kitchen now. Oh, it smells good over there. Judy Gallagher cooking up some Greek pizza for us today.
That's right. It's going to be light. It's going to be really refreshing, and you can take liberties on what you want to use. Believe it or not, I'm probably the only chef around that doesn't really like olives. So I'm not going to be putting black olives on this, but we're going to be putting some really good ingredients. One thing we want to do, I got this beautiful eggplant down at Warden Farms, the organic farm stand at the Saturday market. And what we want to do is we want to sweat the moisture out of the eggplant. So we're going to sprinkle it pretty liberally with kosher salt. Let that sit for about 20 minutes, and then you'll be able to pat it dry. You'll see a lot of moisture will come out of that, so it won't make your pizza too moist. Now over here, I've been sauteing red onions. The thing about any onion is really to try to pick them when they're more the flat global ones instead of with the longer ones. If they're long and thinner, it means they're going to be stronger, and those are the bitter ones, so round fat is what we want for the onions. So I've sauteed these for about 5 minutes. We don't really need them browned. We just want to get that flavor. And I'm going to dust them with a little fennel salt and a little oregano. So that part's done. Now we're going to come over to our pizza crust that I picked up at Pepperonata, and that makes it really easy. So it has just that little smidge of red sauce on it, which is perfect. We don't want it too saucy. This is more of a white pizza. So we're going to put the onions right on top of that. When the eggplant has sweated and it's ready, then we're going to put it in the oven. And I already have some going, so I want to show you what it's going to look like. We're not going to cook it all the way through because it's going back in the oven. So again, we've taken off some more moisture. We're going to let the steam get out, and there we have it. Now, once the onions come off, I want to show you the feta cheese. Either buy feta cheese in the whole block, or what I picked up at Yoder's today. It comes in the basket with a liquid. You lift it right up, but when the feta, which is very salty, stays in with the liquid, it's much more moist and flavorful. So we want to use that. 2 layers of feta cheese, and then we'll start working on the eggplant. When we come back, it's time to saute up the spinach and the shrimp, and we have one really refreshing meal going on. I'll be back in just a few minutes.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining. ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
I'm calling calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-962-4112. That's 1-800-962-4112. Call now, 1-800-962-4112. For a free brochure, call 1-800-962-4112.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Topping our news this half hour, there are new charges in the tragic death of a Penn State fraternity pledge. In an ABC News exclusive, we're hearing from one of his fraternity brothers who was there when he died after a hazing ritual. ABC's Aaron Katersky has the details.
8 Penn State fraternity brothers are now charged with involuntary manslaughter and assault 3 months after the death of 19-year-old Timothy Piazza during a party. Prosecutors say in February, the fraternity brothers made Piazza and 13 other Beta Theta Pi pledges participate in a hazing ritual called the Gauntlet. They had to consume 4 to 5 drinks in just 2 minutes.
Make them go from station to station and drink copious amounts of alcohol really quickly.
Friday, prosecutors laid out details of how the night unfolded. Surveillance video captured nearly 8 hours of the sophomore's increasing distress. The injured Piazza tried to get up, but fell over and over again. 4 men were seen dragging his limp body upstairs. Piazza died the next day from traumatic brain injury. His blood alcohol level, 0.40, 5 times the legal limit. Prosecutors allege his fraternity brothers were trying to cover up their drinking and coordinate a story.
Of course, it's a tragedy, but, you know, that doesn't mean there was any intent involved in any of this.
The grand jury disagreed, saying the fraternity brothers were concealing evidence by deleting text messages and discussing erasing surveillance video. In one deleted text message, a fraternity brother wrote, "If need be, just tell them what I told you guys. Found him behind a bar the next morning. He was freezing cold, but we decided to call 911 instantly." But one student present that night who is not charged in Piazza's death shared his story on GMA this morning.
So I'm questioning myself. I'm saying, do I really know what I'm talking about? When everyone is telling me that I'm wrong, it was just hard to, think.
Piazza's parents spoke out on their son's death.
This is the result of a feeling of entitlement, flagrant disobedience of the law, and disregard for moral values.
Aaron Katersky, ABC News, New York.
New developments this afternoon in a police-involved shooting death of a black teenager in Texas. The family of Jordan Edwards filing a lawsuit against Roy Oliver. They say the former officer used excessive and deadly force and lacked proper training in his job. Oliver and other officers were responding to reports of underage teen drinking late last month when Oliver shot and killed a 15-year-old. He's since been fired and charged with murder. A funeral for the teen took place this weekend. Also in Texas, a new bill will change the way immigrants are protected in the Lone Star State. Texas governor signing a so-called sanctuary cities ban on Facebook Live last night. It allows police to ask during routine stops whether someone is in the U.S. legally and threaten sheriffs with jail time if they don't cooperate with federal immigration agents. The bill is being called the nation's toughest on immigrants since Arizona's crackdown in 2010. Opponents are now vowing a court challenge. This is a big day on Capitol Hill for two key political figures. Former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper and former Acting Attorney General Sally Yates are testifying on Russian interference in last year's presidential election. But much of the attention is focused on Yates. She says she and President Obama warned the Trump administration about former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn's contacts with a Russian diplomat. Yates may testify on the extent of her warning and other matters she discussed regarding Russia and Trump aides. Her testimony could contradict the White House's account, which has described the meeting in far less serious terms.
The acting attorney general informed the White House counsel that they wanted to give, quote, a heads up to us on some comments that may have seemed in conflict with what he had sent the vice president.
Flynn stepped down in February for misleading the Trump administration on Russia. Clapper attracted attention for a March television interview in which he said he had seen no evidence of collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia at the time he left government in January. After 2 years in orbit, an unmanned spacecraft is finally back on Earth. The X-37B spacecraft landing yesterday morning at the Kennedy Space Center at Cape Canaveral. The 29-foot-long spacecraft has been orbiting Earth since May of 2015. That's 718 days in orbit. Its return caused a sonic boom that rattled central Florida and could be heard right here on the Suncoast. This was the spacecraft's first landing in Florida. Previous missions of this top-secret space plane that we don't know much about landed in California. I heard that boom yesterday morning. I wasn't quite sure what it was until later when I read that spacecraft had come in. It was just like a small
I did
boom.
not. Yeah, no, I did not. To be honest with you, I kind of like space, and I was out at the Deep Space Observers Club meeting on Saturday night, and everybody was thrilled about the nice clear skies and views of Jupiter, etc. So the point being that I never heard of this spacecraft.
Yeah.
I must admit.
You're not supposed to know much about it.
I guess not. I didn't know it existed.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool to watch it come back down. Yeah. Did you know? Have you ever heard of it?
I have read about it, but again, there are no details on what its potential use will be, other than it's been in orbit testing.
I guess they were conducting some sort of experiments, one of the things on various metals in space and seeing how they were affected. So, I don't know. Interesting, though. Kind of cool. No, I did not get the sonic boom. I did get a lot of beautiful weather out there, though. Currently, we're at 82 degrees. Dew point is at 56. We have a northeast wind, which is coming in now at about 8 miles per hour. Well, I should say northeast wind. That's a big difference. That means that the winds are beginning to shift around more to the east. And the blue skies that you see out there, that'll be with us throughout the afternoon. The Casey Key webcam documenting that. And just as a matter of course, as I will do each and every day for the foreseeable future, red flag warnings up across the region, including Manatee County, and the drought indexes. Big difference here. You see all that purple? We now have the highest category of fire danger index in Manatee County. I have the complete weather forecast for you coming up in just a few. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. A bill that would give tax breaks to businesses with solar installations advancing in Tallahassee. The Florida legislature passing that bill this past Thursday. If it's signed into law, businesses that install solar panels would not have to pay the additional property taxes from the increased value of adding those devices. One business owner we talked to provides affordable housing for people in downtown Sarasota's Rosemary district. He says he charges tenants just over $100 a week and installed solar panels 2 years ago to save on electricity costs.
My bill used to be $1,000 a month, and now it's about $500 a month. And I know $200 roughly is attributed to the solar panels.
In some cases, installing solar panels could completely erase a person's electric bill. The solar panel bill now heads to Governor Rick Scott for approval. Amazon is bringing some big business to Tampa International Airport. The online retailer has opened 2 distribution centers in the Bay Area. To supply those warehouses, Amazon has started shipping daily goods to the airport aboard a cargo plane. Since shipping started, the airport's cargo business has sparked more than 20%. The deal alone has generated more than $275,000 in revenue for that airport. Back to the kitchen now and see how lunch is coming along with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher. Hi, Judy.
Hey there, Scott. Well, it's coming along really well. I have 1 pizza in the oven, and the feta cheese is starting to get a little bit brown, which is what we want. The shrimp is all done with a zest of lemon and really good quality olive oil, salt and pepper. So we're going to quickly saute the spinach with a little oil. Then we're going to take some organic grape tomatoes. I have a variety of colors. I love the heirlooms. And I added a little more of my fennel salt to that, and then we're just going to toss it with the high quality olive oil, and we'll let that sit for a little bit. As soon as the spinach goes on the pizza, we'll get some more feta, we'll get that in the oven. Shrimp is the last thing you want to get on, or make it Meatless Monday, and it's going to be fine to go just like this. In this bowl, I have Greek yogurt, and I am making a tzatziki, which is basically grated cucumber, lemon zest, lemon juice, and some dill. Now you want to make sure that it sets up, so put it in the refrigerator for about an hour. If you don't want to make it and you happen to be by a place like Sprouts, you can pick up a container that's already made, and that will last in your fridge close to a week, so it's going to be just perfect. Pinch of dill, and that's going to go in the fridge, and we'll get the batch that's already done. So I also have a jar of marinated artichoke hearts that are cut into pieces, and I just love artichokes. I think that really adds some nice flavor to the pizza. Now, if you weren't using shrimp, but you wanted to use some form of meat, definitely ground lamb would be really nice on this. So what I usually do at home is one with some form of shrimp or something like that, and one just like this, because if any guests are coming in that don't want to eat the meat, they don't have to. So we have the spinach barely sauteed. Now we're going to put the artichoke hearts around, and then we're going to top it with some more of the feta cheese. Okay, that nice moist feta cheese, so it's gonna, we've drained that off a little bit, and that's gonna go in the oven. When it comes out, we're gonna let it cool down for just a few minutes, scatter the shrimp around, and then we're gonna top it with these bright tomatoes, one last hit of oregano, and we're done. We have a great Greek pizza, and I think John Scalzi is ready to take a bite. I'll be back in just a few minutes.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Everyone loves a bright and cheerful smile. Not everyone can find the dental care they need and can afford. Now there's a place nearby where anyone can receive professional quality dental care at an affordable cost. The LECOM School of Dental Medicine in Lakewood Ranch is now accepting patients. You will receive your care in comfortable, state-of-the-art treatment rooms. To schedule your appointment, please call the LECOM Dental Group practices, 941-405-1600. We will be happy to see you smiling again.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
Current conditions across the region, well, we're looking at mid-80s in inland areas already, on our way to upper 80s there in areas with red flag warnings. Not a good situation. Relative humidities are low. Temperatures will be warm. There's still plenty of fuel around on the understory of our forests out there. Not a good situation. Closer to the coastline, a little bit cooler because we're going to develop a little bit of an onshore flow. We're even right now, the coastal waters are kind of moderating the temperatures a little bit as the winds shift around to the northwest from their northerly direction currently. That'll help keep these temperatures probably in the mid-80s today. We have very dry air aloft as well. This is the water vapor imagery showing you where the moisture is, where it is not. Turquoise is where there's moisture, but these tan colors all across the state of Florida is where the moisture is not at mid and upper levels, and consequently plenty of sunshine, very, very little chance of rain, except maybe in the southern tip down around the Florida Straits. Otherwise, there are even some snow showers in the northeast. Upstate New York seeing some snow showers there, rain showers in Maine, down east Maine, and then back to the west we have this big swirl that you can see right here, kind of a low pressure area spinning around, producing those rain showers down in Southern California, and also the potential for some severe weather in parts of Colorado today, while we remain absolutely high and dry with no rain in our forecast. We will be under the influence of that high pressure ridge all week long. That will gradually move out into the Atlantic, and when that happens, we'll start to develop a more southerly flow. Moisture will return. Then we can start talking, fingers crossed, about a little bit of rainfall potential as we head into the weekend. And we have a front that'll kind of sag south. Now, don't get excited. It's not like the last front we had, not the one that brought us that amazing weekend weather. This one will just kind of wash out over north central Florida and enhance our rainfall chances a little bit. Today, sunny sky, no rain. Cooler near the coast, warmer inland. That'll be the case tomorrow too, and probably midweek as well. Our future rainfall futurecast showing maybe a spot or two of showers down in the southern tip of the state where moisture is a little more plentiful. Otherwise, I don't think we're going to see much across the entire state as drought indexes will continue to rise. I mentioned that earlier, the fire danger, there's a lot of drought indexes out there. This one that I show here, the fire danger index, tells you what the likelihood is for a wildfire to start, and if it does require professional suppression to quell it. So, these areas in violet, that's new this week. That is in the highest category, extreme, all across North Florida, Central Florida as well, and in Manatee County. Additionally, also the very high category is now filling up most of the spine of the state where the red flag warnings are today as well. So, not a good situation. We all need to be extremely careful with fire. North wind coming in at about 10 to 15, switching to the northwest and then eventually back to the northeast, getting a little breezy this afternoon as the winds surge just a bit, 2 to 3 foot seas, and the forecast calls for that slight chance of rain by week's end. Back to you.
All right, John, thank you. Some unique artwork created over the weekend on Siesta Key Beach, the 45th annual amateur sand sculpture contest taking place there. Hundreds of participants showcasing their skills. Cash prizes were awarded to first, second, and third place finishers in the individual adult, teen, children, and youth categories. There was also a People's Choice Award. Up next is the Siesta Key Crystal Classic. That will happen in November and involves professionals. Well, it was all about mothers at UTC, the Sarasota Shopping Center, hosting its first ever All About Mom event yesterday. This was an opportunity for kids, both big and little, to treat their moms to some much-deserved pampering, such as massages, styling sessions, makeovers, and manicures. Services were provided by retailers at the mall. This was a pre-celebration to the big day on Sunday.
We want to show Mom everything she means to us. You know, Mother's Day is one day, but why not extend it to every day?
There was also an opportunity for Mom to win a $500 shopping spree. Don't go anywhere. Entertainment news is next. Stay with us.
Our dad is an incredible man, a great father, and a hero who served his country well. He worked hard to take care of us. Now we take care of Dad with the help of Granny Nannies.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
2 years ago, my son was born. Now he's running, playing, and learning to speak. When I look at him, I can't help but to see how free he is. I want my son to have the same freedom when he grows up. Protect our freedom of speech, not just for us, but for the future generations.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular received a J.D. Power Award for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and switch now. For a limited time, get your first month of service free. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Granny Nannies. We've been making house calls for over 25 years. When you need home health care services, there really is no place like home.
Grandma! A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Oh, la ta 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 ta. We're doing
Throw the
Greek
plates,
pizza.
Throw the plates. Greek pizza.
Yum.
So we have the eggplant that was roasted with a little oregano and olive oil, and then we have that delicious Gulf shrimp from Maggie Seafood.
I love
with a pop
Maggie
of
Seafood.
lemon. I know,
Makes
me
it.
too. And great vegetables from Warden Farms. Pepperonata
mm.
pasta was the base. I almost made this as a pasta dish, and he had suggested that I try their pizza. And you can do it for Mother's Day or just chilling. I know you love to make your
That's
pizza
good.
on the grill. Thank you.
Wow, that's seriously good eats there.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of feta.
Very healthy too.
Yeah, it's lighter, it's a thinner crust, and it's more focused on the fresh ingredients.
Recipes on our website, mysuncoast.com. Click on the dining link page. It'll take you there with all the instructions. Plus, we have a little something for our viewers.
Gift card giveaway every week, so sign up for our newsletter if you haven't already, and you'll be entered to win a $50 gift card to one of our great restaurants here on the Suncoast.
Thanks, Judy. Scott?
Thank you both. In entertainment news, country music star Loretta Lynn is in the hospital after suffering a stroke. The 85-year-old has been in the hospital since last week. According to her website, she's responsive and is expected to make a full recovery. At the box office over the weekend, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, #1 by a long way. The sequel outperforming the original movie, excuse me, with an estimated $145 million debut. The Fate of the Furious dropped to second, and Boss Baby finished in third. Isn't that cute? You've heard about marrying your high school sweetheart. What about your kindergarten sweetheart? Chris Peranto and Nanette Behrens were elementary school birds back in the 1970s, but when Nanette moved away, they lost touch and reconnected much later on Facebook. After all those years, it was still love at first sight.
I was shaking. I was shaking when I was putting the ring on her finger. I couldn't. Yeah. For me, it made perfect sense to bring her here and involve the school and the community and that we grew up in.
Chris popped the big question in the classroom where they first met and had their first kiss.
Oh, that's a great story.
A first kiss in kindergarten.
Wow. Do you even remember anybody in your kindergarten?
I was way behind that.
Do you really?
I remember Donald Dubé, and he used to bring Milky Way bars and kind of bribed me to be his friend. But we didn't kiss.
Yeah.
Maybe we just shared a bunny or something to play with. But
I don't remember anybody from my kindergarten class. Oh, sorry.
I'm sure, I'm sure they were
boys mature later than girls. Let's just say that.
Anyway, that's a really sweet story. I like
Yeah,
that.
I like it.
That's going to go with me the rest of the day, I think.
Good.
Yeah. Good stuff. A lot of warm weather out there. A lot of low humidities. Red flag warnings up over much of the state, including Manatee County. Seeing a very extremely high fire danger risk right now. Well, everybody is, but in particular Manatee County. Daytime highs will get warmer this week, but there's no rain, at least not until the weekend.
Okay, John, thank you. Have a great day ahead, and we invite you back at 5 o'clock for more news and weather. See you then.